Welcome. This is Jaunpuri Raag. Maha mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you for joining us.
So this is Krishna Kirtan music, and today we are with the wonderful students of Yogalution movement in Long Beach,
shout out to Long
California.
Beach. Thank you for joining us
Thank
on
you.
Zoom. Thank you so much. And today we're covering Jaunpuri Raag.
Jaunpuri Raag.
Yes, let me bring it on the screen for you.
Brilliant. Yes, we're going to show some pictures and then we're going to go over some history. So this Raag shares the name with a place in India called Jaunpur, and it's called Jaunpuri because it was composed by the then Sultan Hussain Sharqi of Jaunpur, and he reigned in the mid 1400s. I think his rule began in 1453, and he inherited quite a vast kingdom from his father.
There's a picture of the kingdom.
So this is, pardon me, this is Jaunpur Fort. Let me just grab some water.
And while Tree drinks some water, I want to show you where in the map this is. This is just south of Nepal, in the border with Nepal. and it is on Uttar Pradesh, the state of Uttar Pradesh, North India.
So he inherited quite a vast kingdom from all the way just short of Delhi, if you go back to the map.
Sure.
Just short of Delhi and Agra in the west, and then all the way to the independent kingdom of Bengal in the east, all the way from the just below Nepal, I think, or quite close to the northern border, and then down to just the edge of Uttar Pradesh. So he had a really large area, and really he should have just remained immersed in his music, because his father was quite a patron of the arts, and this was a real Renaissance period in India. And his father was a great patron, so he was raised in a household. Imagine if you're the son of, you're the son of Snoop Dogg, or you're the son or daughter of, John Lennon, or, some musical great, where in your household all just these incredible musicians and poets and writers and just incredible artists come visit while you're growing up. And so he grew up in this environment, and as a result he himself was a great musician and composer, and he composed 14 shams, raginis, so there, and 4 of the 14 todis he composed. In fact, to this day there's one called Hussaini todi. He has a rag, and then also an asawari. He created Jaunpuri.
And I'm gonna put his name right now on the screen, so you know how to spell it. It's Bhakti Siddhanta. No, sorry, my bad.
No,
sorry.
It is most not.
I went ahead on the class. It is Sultan, Hussain, Sharqi of Jaunpur.
Sharqi of Jaunpur.
Sharqi.
So you can also just call him Shah Hussain. So really, he should have just stayed with his music, because it was an incredible, part of who he was. But he also had as complex beings as we all are, and you can just scroll through those pictures, complex beings that we are, he had another side to him, which was also a king that wanted to invade. So he felt that there were some territories that belonged to his wife, and so he wanted to get them back from Balul Lodi, who was in Delhi and Agra. And so he was successful for about 20 years, but then he, after about 20 years, like in 1478, he started experiencing defeat after defeat at the hands of Balul Lodi, who was actually quite kind. When he would defeat Shah Hussain, he would release his wife to him after being captured. And I mean, I don't know if he was really kind, but I just thought that was quite interesting. But then Shah Hussain would attack again, and Balul Lodi would defeat him. And this is sort of a rendition of him being driven out from Jaunpur fort, because he sort of he kicked the sleeping dog too many times.
So that's when he's actually,
and that's when he had to evacuate, and he left. And in fact, later he spent 11 years. He was gifted an area by another king just to rule over a smaller area, and he died outside of Jaunpur in, I think, something like 1494, and later his son brought his remains back to Jaunpur, and he is laid to rest at the Jami Mosque in Jaunpur.
And you can see this is why we put the Jaunpuri Raag as part of what he created. You can see right here the sargam.
So He's also credited with creating the Kayal school of music. Many people think that he originated that school of music, and it is different from Drupad style, which is another very important style, which is more masculine, more. It's based on the Dhruva star, which is the pole star. It doesn't move, and so that singing is very religious, very grave. You stay on the note. But Shah Hussain created Kayal, which is a more ornate and light form of classical. To this day, it's one of the major schools of music in classical Indian music, not Hindustani, predominantly northern, and so he's credited as that, which along with the rags is kind of a major achievement. And this style of music is considered really beautiful, with Bhakti infused romantic poetry, and it's very much the flying from note to note, and a lot of ornamentation, and that's him. So let's go over the rag itself. So Jaunpuri is considered a morning rag. The best time to sing Jaunpuri is considered 9 to 12 p.m. Hold on, I need to fix this.
So it's an early afternoon rag.
No, it's
a morning.
Late morning rag.
Late morning rag.
Late morning rag. And the jati is Shadav Sampurna. So what does that mean? It sounds very fancy, but I'm going to break it down. So when you go up on a scale and come down on a scale, if you were to sing every note, that would be 7 up and 7 down. It seems like 8, but it's only because you repeat your root note. So it's really 7. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, and then 8 is the top sa. So that is one octave or one saptak, right? So the arohi, the going up on Jaunpuri, is only 6 notes, but coming down is all 7. So we miss ga on the way up.
And you can see that on the screen.
So that's why it's known as Jati Shadav Sampurna. So it is sare ma pa dani sa sani da pa ma gare sa. So sa and pa are immovable. They're always natural. And ma is generally, though not always, its natural expression. But ga, da and ni are all komal or flat, and re is natural. Natural is shuddha swara, and komal swara is a flat note.
Let's do it together.
So if you need to, you always take a breath. Sa re ga ma pa, sa re ma pa, breath, da ni sa, breath, sa ni da pa, breath, ma ga re sa. So let's do it again. Sa re ma pa, da ni sa, sa ni da pa, ma ga re sa. So let's do akar or a.
Let's do the sargam one more time.
Sa re ma pa da ni sa. Sa re ma pa ma ga re sa.
Good job.
So this rag is in the tat or scale of Asawari. So as my teacher always used to say, Asawari Raag, this is crybaby Raag. So even though this is not Asawari Raag, because it is in Asawari tat, it will display the qualities of Asawari, right? So when we say, I need to explain, when I say crybaby, really we're talking about that cry.
Longing.
The longing to God, that kind of crying, the yearning. So it's not boo-hoo and it's not crocodile tears, it's a deep, soulful yearning cry. Beautiful. Which is good because when we say Hare, we are calling out to the goddess Radha, and when we say Radha, that's her name, but when we say Radhe or Hare, that is also language that is yearnful, crying out. This is Mother Yasoda. Radha is a different picture.
Yes, but I felt like the crying baby was...
Oh, you want the cry baby? Okay.
I love this painting by Shamarani.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's a crybaby rag for Krishna. So it is the plaintive, the crying out. So it has karuna rasa, which is compassion, a plaintive, mournful crying out, melancholy, but real compassion. And it also has shringara or divine love. It has bhakti, and it also has an element of adbhutam, which is the rasa or the taste of awe, when you're in such loving awe of something or someone. So those are the feelings and the moods that are evoked by Jaunpuri. And as we said, it's a morning rag, and it tends to, different rags will sit in different saptaks or different octaves. So while we do sing a little bit in the lower octave, this is known as an uttarang rag. So
Uttarang.
its precedence is that it spends a lot of time in the madhyam and ta saptak. So it spends a lot of time in medium and upper, like everything north of pa, basically. It spends a lot of time up there.
In the Western, that's everything north of Sol.
Okay. All right. So now, when we think of compassion and rasas, a name pops into my mind. Another name for Krishna is Rasaraj, or the king of the taste, or Rasa Bihari, the supreme enjoyer of taste. And this taste is not, we're not talking about Mother Yasoda's apple pie sitting on the windowsill. We're talking about the taste, the emotional taste that is experienced in relationship to other living entities. So very often we think of, or many of us, including myself, we're raised to think of God as a bit one-dimensional, where he is really good at the wrath and the fire and the brimstone, but he's not quite so cuddly. We may get a cuddle from him as a grandpa, but and actually what I love about Catholicism is this idea of Mary with baby Jesus. So there is that element there, but often it's God grown up and God making very clear that you understand that he is God and you ain't. And so it's all great, and we need to understand and have reverence, absolutely. But Another element is also to engage with God in such a way that's very intimate and very loving and sort of devoid of this awe and reverence. And so as Rasa Bihari, as the great enjoyer of taste and rasa, Krishna's incarnation is special inasmuch as he allows us to enter into loving pastimes with him that are sakya ras, or friendship. So as he loves nothing more than to dance and play and wrestle with the gopas, and he loves to come home at the end of a day and run into the arms of Mother Yasoda, who thinks that he's just a small little boy who needs to eat his dinner that night.
That's the one painting you see.
And these paintings are beautiful paintings done by Shamarani. And it's said that Krishna says the sound of the Vedic chanting by the great pundits, the really, really exalted brahmanas who chant perfectly the mantras, they give practically no pleasure in comparison to being chastised by Mother Yasoda, or to being wrestled with by the cowherd boys, or perhaps not as much pleasure as when Radha becomes Manini Radha, or she's very angry at Krishna because he took too long to turn up to the pleasure groves of Vrindavan. He was late for his date, and so she's kind of like, you know what? Kind of reminds me of this song by a very old song by Queen Bey, like, you must not know about me, you must not know about me. So this is how Radha feels. She gives Krishna what's what. She gives him a lot of sass, actually. And then also, he is also fantastic pastime where Krishna really wanted to know, how does Radha really feel about me? So he dressed up as a gopi and he covered his head and he wouldn't look directly at her. But Radha was like, oh my God, who are you? I have never seen you before in my life. You are so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, Krishna is going to love you. Oh, where have you been? I need to be your best friend, you know. And then he would say, but what do you think about Krishna? And then she would say, oh, Krishna, you don't understand. He breaks our hearts, you know. And so she revealed her mind, and he could see that Radha only has space for him in her heart. She adores him.
Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe. So when we're singing these mantras, we can really think about, and this is Krishna calling everyone in Vrindavan. He's also Bansidara, holder of the Bansi flute that attracts all the cows and the birds and all the gopis, the gopas. And in this way, he gets to experience exchanges of love.
And this one, again, is painted by Shamarani. You can find her paintings at bhaktiart.net. Beautiful
Very
paintings.
special soul. These paintings, she has 2 editions because she doesn't paint by imagination. She paints according to the instruction of Guru. And so there is a category where she painted under the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, and then another under the instruction of Shiksha Guru, Srila Narayan Maharaj.
We went once to a class here and somebody asked her, oh my God, you're a genius. Where you get all this inspiration from? And she's like, no. I've been just describe the pastimes, and everything is every single detail of the painting.
Every detail, every face in the book, every bird in the tree is an instruction that she was painted. She painted from instruction.
Yes.
This is really special. And each of these pictures have amazing pastimes behind them. So when we sing these rags and when we sing the mantras, we can think about what is the quality of this melody. So the quality is karuna. Okay, so what is a connection with that karuna or that compassion? You can think of Christ compassion. You can think of the compassion of Lord Buddha. You can think of the compassion of Krishna as Rasa Bihari, as the supreme enjoyer of taste, and that taste is that relationship with his bhakti yogis. So bring it in. It's a vocal exercise, but it's a mind exercise and it's a heart exercise. And when we connect all these things, then we can invite God to dance on our tongues, and it really becomes a full body meditation.
And with that in mind, let's bring today's appearance day.
Okay, so today's is a special day. It is the appearance day of a great soul called Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, which is a bit of a mouthful. So my grandfather guru, he would be my great-grandfather guru, and he was a Naishtika brahmachari, so lifelong celibate, and he was born into a very special family, actually. His father was also a great guru and high court judge in Calcutta. And in fact, Bhakti Siddhanta was offered a position at Calcutta University, but he chose instead to give his life as a renunciate.
You can see him on the screen now.
And he was born in the late 1800s and lived through the early part of the 1900s. Died quite young, actually in his 60s, never married, and he's a great scholar, accomplished mathematician,
There's him
astronomer,
writing.
Great writer, and his real goal was to teach that the caste system in India as we know it is wrong. It is currently based on janma or birth. So a Brahmin gives birth and their children are Brahmins, or a Vaishya, a merchant, gives birth and their children are merchants. He said, no, that is not Vedic instruction. Vedic instruction is your varna, or what you do in life, based on your qualification, is based on your karma, not your birth, not what family you were born into. This is actually just the 1% trying to hold on to power. Really, who you are is based on the spirit that's come into that body for this journey, and it should be based on your qualification, your nature, not what family you were born into. So as you can see, I mean, such a renunciate. And I love
Very
these
humble.
pictures. They're so historic. And there again with his books. And he gave my grandfather guru an instruction, go to the West and spread Bhakti Yoga in the West.
Chant and be happy.
He said, teach them how to chant and be happy. Teach them that God is not just awe and reverence, but he's also dancing and singing. And so this is a picture of Bhakti Siddhanta with a bunch of his disciples, and also Srila Prabhupada is in this picture.
You see
as
right
well.
there a couple of mrdanga players.
Did you show the 1930s Harinam in Calcutta?
I did, but
yeah,
let's show it again.
Just wrap
One more
up with
time.
this one. Is kind of ecstatic going through the streets of Calcutta with his with his big kirtan, which was probably
Looks massive.
pretty ecstatic. Yeah, totally. So anyway, it's his appearance day today, and so yeah, just a shout out to a great soul. And most days are a special day, so it's just a nice time to remember.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that in mind, let's circle back to the mood of Jaunpuri and just also think about how can we be more compassionate in our life. And I definitely know I could be a lot more compassionate, so it's also a nice way to invite that mood into our life. So if you have any questions or comments on Facebook or YouTube, we won't answer them in real time. We'll get back to them later on. If you want to be joining us on Zoom, as we have some beautiful people joining us on Zoom, we stay afterwards and we go over anything in detail, and it's a bit more of a personal experience.
And to actually join us on Zoom, please email us at krishnakirtanmusic@gmail.com. Just say, hi, I would like to join in. My name is your name. And then we'll just follow back, because we want to make sure everybody who's joining is here for the class. Okay, and for now, you know everything about Jaunpuri, so grab your karatalas again and let's sing together and play and enjoy the Maha Mantra. So let's go over the Maha Mantra again.
Okay.
Reminder of the beauty of the infinite love.
So Krishna means all attractive. It's a descriptive name. And Rama means the reservoir of all pleasure. So if you think, well, where does pleasure come from? Well, wherever that reservoir is, that is Rama, right? So these are qualities of the God of love, who we call Krishna. He has unlimited names: Rasi Bihari, Rasaraj, Bansidhara,
Rahesham.
Exactly. He's so many names. Sham. So Krishna and Ram are just special names, and Radha is the energetic principle of that love. It is God incarnated to experience God's self. So it is the goddess of love, the feminine Shakti energy. And so this, when we reach out to Radha, we call her Radhe or Hare. And so this is a mournful calling or a happy calling, but it is a yearning call to be in the service of that divine love. And my grandfather Guru said that this mantra means this isn't the literal meaning, it's the mood of the meaning. O God, O energy of God, please engage me in your loving devotional service. So what this means is, in the service of divine love, please engage me. So it's nice. It's an active love. It's not just chilling out and love and just feeling love. It's actually being part of that love. So it's really nice.
I love it.
I love it. I just love it. I don't know why, I just love it. Okay. Let's get in the mood for Jaunpuri. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rahe Rahe.
Jaunpuri Raag ki.
Jai.
Rasta Bihari ki.
Jai. Conchita.
Haribo.
Hey. Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo.
So sweet. So you just heard Jaunpuri Raag to the fullest. Such an honor to share it with you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. We're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Los Angeles time. You are welcome to join us. If you want to join us through Zoom, please email us at krishnakirtanmusic@gmail.com. If you love what we do, please support at paypal.me/Krishna Kirtan Music, and also check us out on patreon.com/Krishna Kirtan Music.
And I'm gonna share it with you on the screen right here, so that you can see clearly the link that I should share with you. PayPal.me/Krishna Kirtan Music and Patreon.com/Krishna Kirtan Music. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
And part of, I would say, every part of the board, hour of recording 108 different versions of the
Rags with different moods for different occasions. In a couple role, I think next week we might it up and become. Yes. There isn't just love in separation. There is also love in union.
Joy.
More joyful.
And this link is now on the screen. It is youtube.com/Krishna Kirtan Music, and that's where we have the playlist available for you for free, so you can just immerse in the Maha Mantra, explore different tastes, and enjoy. It's just a very, very full-on playlist. Right now we have 10 different versions officially edited for you, and another 4 right there
waiting to be edited.
No, but they are there. They are under the playlist called Kirtan Wednesdays and Thursdays Kirtan workshop and class.
Yeah, they're there, but we edit them also just to make it just purely the Kirtan.
Yes.
But we love you, and we love doing this because this is our practice too. So just know that yes, it is a class, but every time, this is actually, with singing and chanting, this is the perfect expression of, it is not just the destination, but also the journey. So the practice we do is
the process.
The process is the destination, and it is the joy, because it is about bringing that bhakti and that joy into our hearts, and we only do that through practice. So doing this together is a real blessing, and we really love you and we appreciate you.
Yes, so now we're gonna say goodbye to Facebook and YouTube, and now we're gonna stay with our friends on Zoom so that we can go over any questions about Jaunpuri Raag. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. See you next week. Please put your alarm. It can sound like a mrdanga, right? Telling you, Kirtan
I would
is coming.
sleep through that alarm.
Yes.
I'll put the conch.
Thank
Haribol.
you.
Thanks for joining us, guys.